Should London Fletcher be in the Hall of Fame? And did the Washington Commanders improve on offense under Eric Bieniemy? We've got your answers here on your 28 November Daily Commanders Update. Let's go. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to your 28 November Daily Commanders Update. I'm Nathan Perry from Ref the District on the Believe Network, and the holiday seasons are upon us, so treat yourself by heading over to Bet Online to use the code BELIEVE, BLEAV, giving yourself a 50% welcome bonus, and then you can start betting on the NFL, NBA, college basketball, NHL, international soccer, you name it, they've got it. They also have all your sports betting wagering news. So head on over to Bet Online or log in through the mobile app. That's right at your fingertips. You can get yourself started with the 50% welcome bonus using the code BELIEVE, BLEAV. Bet Online, where the game starts. It's a bit of a slow news start to the week as we've hit this mini bye with a game on Thursday. Not much happening. Ron Rivera kind of gave us a little bit of nuggets for yesterday's. And today, thankfully, the Hall of Fame steps in to give us something to talk about. And that is the fact that for the third time, London Fletcher has made the semi-finalist list for the Pro Football Hall of Fame class there. Shocking to only see that he's been up for it twice and before. So this will be, again, his third time that he's up there. This man absolutely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. What are we doing? I mean, he has over 200 games that he has played in he has not missed a game. 16 seasons, 256 games. He's logged over 2,000 tackles. He's got 19 forced fumbles, 23 interceptions, 39 sacks to go with that as well. He has made every defense that he has played a part of better. He's got a Super Bowl ring. So why isn't he already in the Hall of Fame? It's unbelievable. I mentioned the fact that he has played 256 games. He is actually one of a few players in NFL history to have more than 200 consecutive starts. He's tied with Rondé Barber at 215 with those consecutive starts, but 256 games. He's one of the few there. This is like not inducting Cal Ripken Jr. to the Hall of Fame. He's literally called the Iron Man. So what are we doing? He's got the volume stats that you expect a Hall of Fame player to have. He's made his defenses better. He never got in trouble. Like, the only thing I can possibly point to, and I know a lot of Washington fans are going to point to the fact that he's a Washington player, and there's somebody in media who has it out for Washington players, which is why Joe Jacoby and others haven't made it to the list. While that may be true, mostly I imagine it's because he didn't get as many Pro Bowls as you would expect a player of his caliber to get, as he ended up only going to the Pro Bowl 4 times listed here on the stats in front of me. He was All-Pro listed twice. And as far as those who think that it's the Washington connection, all of those Pro Bowls came during his time in Washington. They also came later in his career. So there probably is some kind of bias that's happening, and there's some reason. He's a very quiet individual. When you look at his volume stats compared to some of the other linebackers who've made it, he is comparable to those linebackers, but those other linebackers are more vocal or have more accolades that come with him. But let's get over ourselves here. He definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He joins one of 25 people who are noted as the modern era player semifinalists today. Fellow linebackers in this particular group, James Harrison, Robert Mathis was listed as a linebacker as well. So was Patrick Willis. So those are kind of his direct competition. There's a lot of good names in here. So the way that this is going to work now is they're going to pare this down to just 15 players. So 10 players are going to get knocked off. Hopefully London Fletcher makes it into this top 15 here, because once it gets to that part, then they're going to add in those, the senior committee we'll add in those senior nominations. So hopefully Joe Jacoby is in on that one, as he missed out during his modern era time frame. And then the class gets selected and gets announced right before the Super Bowl. So the way that they kind of talk about this, the Pro Football Hall of Fame talks about this, is there's technically no limit on how many players can get named. So once you get pared down to 15, technically speaking, all 15 of them could potentially get there. So it is going to be something that it is going to be a bit of a process getting to. We'll see. Never have we ever seen 15 get there. So it's going to be tough sledding for London Fletcher, but hopefully this is the year that he makes it. If not, he's getting closer and closer to that senior committee. And as we can see with Joe Jacoby, that just takes forever to rectify some wrongs there. So let's get him in before that happens. And let's get Joe Jacoby in as well. It's absolutely ludicrous that we have to wait this long to see two superb players not make the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Moving on to some more current news here. Grant Paulson doing some legwork for us on the offensive stats. Now, these are just straight bulk stats, mind you, but it is some improvement here that we're seeing from Eric Bieniemy from Scott Turner's offense last week. Some things to note here: Scott Turner having multiple QBs, but those QBs were familiar with his system, so they should have been able to play at a higher rate than Sam Howell, who, while we can say is a better QB, has had to learn and take his bumps and bruises going through his first NFL starts. So it is going to be interesting. There's some more noise coming back around the offensive players not really backing Eric Bieniemy right now, as the push towards this end of the season starts to go around whether or not Eric Bieniemy should become the next head coach for Washington. It's going to be very interesting to see these next few games, because Washington comes into this game against the Dolphins with one of the easiest schedules of defenses that they have faced. Well, they're going to start facing some really good defenses to close out the season. So can Washington keep up the pace that they have had up to this point in the season? Now, mind you, they just had 10 points on Thanksgiving. That was watched by, I think, a record 44 million people. Not a great time to get your butt whooped, I can tell you that much. And only scoring 10 points isn't going to cut it any day of the week. So hopefully things can work between Sam Howell and Eric Bieniemy, because it might be a barn burner on Sunday. We'll keep you updated on that Miami game and how things will go for that. But this has been your Daily Commanders Update. I'm Nathan Perry here on Ref the District. We're presented by Bet Online. And until next time, just put the man in the Hall of Fame. Be a fan.